This is Sports Chat with Nat.
Welcome back. Look, Thursday night chat is back. We late. It's 10 to 11, but we don't care. We here. We're going to get these times together. But anyway, welcome back to Sports Chat with Nat. I'm Nat. That's Master T.
Hey, y'all.
So look, we got a lot. Today just happens to be the day that all kinds of news is breaking out. I woke up this morning to Bobby Portis being suspended for 25 games. Now, listen, if you know me,
basketball world,
listen.
Isn't that like a quarter of the season?
That's the rest of the season till April the 8th. I love Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis was number 3 in the Sixth Man of the Year 2 years in a row. Bobby Portis is the Energizer Bunny for the Milwaukee Bucks. If you don't know, he averages. I thought I wrote it down, but Bobby Portis is the life of the Bucks after Giannis. Okay, he's a backup center. He can play forward. He gonna get you a double-double. Okay, he plays defense, but he been dealing with some personal stuff, and it's no secret he's had some issues. Bobby will bust you in your mouth if you say the wrong thing to him. Now, that's Bobby. But this is what happened. He took Tramadol versus Toradol. Now, I have lupus. Okay, I got 2 artificial hips. I'm being totally transparent. There's a big difference between Tramadol and Toradol. One make you crazy as heck. The other one just make you feel the pain go away, but one make you crazy as heck, okay?
Give or take, depending on who's taking.
Give or take your system, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the point that I want to make before Master T, who has great knowledge of this, Portis been out some games because of family issues. And he said, looking very suspect, very thin, in my opinion. Bobby Portis is a big dude. He was looking, my first thought was, what's wrong with Bobby? And he said it's been tough dealing with his grandmama's illness. I think she died. And apparently he was taking the Toradol for an injured elbow. But Tramadol has just been added to the you can't take list, the restricted list of medication. His assistant or his somebody, trainer, somebody in his camp. Look, somebody in his camp gave him the Tramadol instead of the Toradol, and now he's suspended for 25 games, gonna cost him about $3 million. What say you, Master T?
Okay, there's definitely a big difference between Tramadol and Toradol. First off, Toradol is in a class of an NSAID. Most people would know them as in layman's terms, NSAID is a non-anti-inflammatory drug. And most of them will be in a sense of what we know as like Tylenol stuff. Okay. It helps reduce any inflammation. Tramadol is a opioid. Okay. You really want to talk about it when it comes to me pulling it in the hospital. One of them I have to count. The other one I don't have to count. Now, based off of what I just told you, I'm pretty sure you guys know which one I have to count and have the right count when I pull it. Toradol is easy. Also, there's also 2, and if you want to, yes, I can get it where the 2 names can sometimes be confusing, Toradol, Tramadol, because they're 2 T's. But honestly, the other names for them are definitely not, because Toradol's other name is Ketorolac. It starts with a K, and it also has Toradol. It literally sounds like. Tramadol is also known as Ultram. So how in the world they decided to do it, I do not think. And they also give you, as she said, 2 different feelings. I've never taken it, but I know how people can somewhat feel with it.
Tramadol, you might be hearing voices. You might be thinking you somewhere you ain't. Listen.
Look,
Listen.
I like to give people side effects and stuff. So
Go ahead, go on with it.
We're gonna start with Toradol
Mm-hmm.
with it. If you take it by mouth, because also you can get it by IV. Right,
Yep.
but that's also a big difference too. Toradol you can get by mouth, IV, or I can give it to you as a shot. Tramadol is literally a pill. So if for Toradol you wanted to have your by mouth, because that's we know with Guinea, you're gonna be having some nausea, vomiting, sometimes a headache, diarrhea, all the regular stuff that tells you with it. You know, if you having a real reaction, you probably have like a rash and all that other stuff. Tramadol, I mean, it's pretty much if you take too much, you're gonna go into a respiratory depression, aka your breathing starts to slow down and you come to the ER and we save your life if you take too much of it. So also, of course, it'll be flushing, like your face becomes all flushed, vomiting, vertigo, aka you little dizziness with it, nausea. You also may be super duper insensitive to being that you can't sleep. So I guess that's where it's not now you get it. And also do not take alcohol with this. You're not supposed to take alcohol really with any type of these, but this one is a definite no alcohol. So honestly, I do not know how you can tell this, like how you would say, oh, I don't, because literally the pill. I don't.
But if you are not paying attention, and I say bring me the remote. If I don't say bring me the black remote, you're just gonna bring me the remote.
But I feel like if it was somebody in his camp who knows this, and now that you just said that Tramadol is now on the I can't take list, which makes sense because it's an opioid and it's going to flash.
They said it was an honest mistake. They said it was my mistake.
Well, your honest mistake just cost you to like the half of your season. Well, I won't even say half, a quarter of your season, pretty much the rest of the season.
And he's not going to appeal or anything. It just seems like.
Wait, you're not going to appeal and you know it's an honest mistake. So obviously that means you know that you did something wrong, because
that's what I said.
If it was an honest mistake, you would be like, oh, my bad. Like you would be fighting it.
Yeah,
but
that's what I said.
Like,
but when you go ahead,
he could just be like, because how you said there's a lot of stuff going on. Maybe he might be like, cool. Maybe he did this on purpose to be like, hey, I need a break. This is the only way I can. And instead of like, you know how they'll be like the public, you know how they'll say, oh, they're out for personal leave. And maybe he might have too much of his personal leave that he couldn't do. Then he was like, you know what? Let me just get suspended. And
maybe.
I mean, that's my only other thought for it.
But hold up. Let me say, Kenzie Fails. Hello. I forgot to say hi.
Hi.
At 10:49, you said, hey, y'all. And we forgot to say hey. So listen. But yes, so Bobby is out for 25 games. Now, Bobby is also, the Bucks are sitting at number 5 in the East. After number 6, you fall into the play-in. Without Portis, they are going to struggle. Now, he is also on the list of the players that has been robbed while they were away playing games. Portis is also on that list of people.
The people that they finally found out who was robbing all these people, like
a gang from Chile. They up there posting on social media. I was like, what was they smoking?
It gets you every time.
So if the 7 athletes that have been burglarized, John Morant was the most recent, Bobby Portis, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. So they have been caught. They have been charged in federal court with burglarizing. Now, since we're talking about basketball, let's talk about Wembanyama, Victor Wembanyama. Blood clot in his shoulder, done for the season.
Oh, no. He has a DVT? Dang.
A DVT. Yes, he has a DVT. And
sorry, people, that is called a deep vein thrombosis. If anybody wanted to know, I'm sorry. Ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
he said that he told the trainer, I quote, I wrote it down. My arm didn't feel completely normal. So he told them, and they checked him, blood clot in the right shoulder.
Oh, well, I'm happy that they caught it early.
Yeah, because
super dangerous. The moment that clot dislodges, that's an instant PE and immediate.
Now DJ Showcase said get the man a DVT filter. What you know about that, Nurse T?
We talking about giving him some a heparin?
Well, he already had the blood thin. I'm just the comment is get the man a DVT filter. That's what one of our comments say. But I mean, they say they put him on the blood thinner. So I mean, what's the DVT filter? You ever heard of that?
I haven't. I'm trying to think of what it be as another term. That might be a rehab thing. You know, I strictly stick to save your life and go.
Okay. But yeah, they're more concerned about the long. They say there should be no long-term effect on it. But Chris Bosh, once they found his blood clot, he stopped playing.
Oh.
The Miami Heat, Chris Bosh, he stopped. He stopped playing. So
a DVT filter. Now we getting into cardiac. That's beyond my. This is when. This is. I like to say, you guys, even being a nurse, I still will look up stuff every single day. There's always something new, and I'll be like, oh, there's always a new patient that comes in, and I'll be like, what is that? What you got? But okay. Oh. You know, I don't know. They could, but I think the reason why I can do DVT with that
Kenzie said it's something.
They don't want to probably do that.
While you're reading,
Kenzie fails. This is my inference of why they probably wouldn't do it. I mean, if they were going to do this, I feel like it's better to try it during off season versus like really still trying to put his body through all of that and stuff. Because basically it goes into the heart and it basically filters out like the blood to make sure like all it is to prevent clots. So I'm thinking it's like it's a device in to make sure that it's still filtering out. So instead of also just taking blood thinners and stuff, this is also another alternative. This is my first time hearing about it. I'm pretty sure there are people who do have this because obviously this is online.
And we got two people listening that know about it. So
y'all got
them? DJ Showcase said that Tramadol is a controlled substance, which you said, and Toradol isn't, which definitely it's not. I don't know if we lost you. But yeah, it's blood clots are no joke. They break off and they get to you. If they get to your what is it? Get to your heart. What is it? You stop. You die. What is it? It break off and pulmonary lungs. Yeah, pulmonary embolism.
Firsthand, I have seen my first patient I ever had while I was training a long time ago. Rest in peace to him after how many hours. It's been a while. But I remember watching how fast when the PE gets thrown off, how fast a person dies. Yeah. And it is very
it's quick.
It's very traumatic. And it's like watching it happen because you really can't do anything about it at that point in time. Because it kills somebody instantly. So the only reason I would think maybe they would try later, I don't know, because that's a whole, let me change it this way. That's a whole nother issue that they will have to go through because they'll have to make sure his heart is strong enough for it. Like maybe make sure that there's no other underlying conditions that's going on with him. Like,
But they said once you're on blood thinners, you cannot play contact sports. It's when I was blood thinners equals no contact sports. That's what I read today in my research.
It makes sense though, because you start to bruise easily, like any point in time. So,
and if you get cut, boom, bam, you can bleed to death quickly. If you're on a blood thinner,
it's a lot of
it's a lot of
pressure to hold. It used to be, you know, I usually sit for 30 seconds for somebody and be like, hey, maybe less than that. Blood thinner, you be sitting there for about at least a minute, and it still be okay. I'm sorry. Then I don't know. That means we gotta go deeper into his medical history.
So, but you know, for him to be this young, now it was Shaq and them were trying to make a reference to his height, you know, him being so tall, but I don't see what height got to do with anything with a blood clot, because I'm short as heck and I done had some in my legs, so they ain't got nothing to do with height. They ain't got nothing to do with height. So come on with it. They ain't got nothing to do with it. But now, it was something else I was getting ready to say about.
So young and it's happening, but hey, unfortunately.
Now, speaking of health, since we on the NBA and we on health, let's go to the young man that did not pass his physical. Mark Williams was supposed
this all
to be
happening today? Was this all happening while I was at work? Because I only heard about one of these, which was the tramadol and Toradol. That was on my way from work that I heard. Everything else, I have no idea what's going on in the NBA.
It's been a couple of days for Mark, because he was supposed to be traded to the Lakers from the Hornets to replace Anthony Davis, who went to Dallas, and they got Luka. But Luka, listen now, y'all, listen. Luka has only played 3 games since December, which is one of the reasons that the Mavs got rid of him.
Right.
Because I already said he won't working out.
Right.
He was out of shape and he had a calf injury since December. Okay.
And he played last 2 weeks ago or something for his first game.
Right. And so he didn't do well. So now they're resting him again. Okay. So
how long are you gonna rest a man?
Listen. He was broke down. That's why they got rid of him. Now, so the guy that was going to replace AD, Mark Williams, coming from the Hornets, he did not pass his physical. He's missed 60% of the games. The boy for 23 years, he in his second season. And he from my hometown area, Virginia Beach, Virginia. He went to Duke. He's 7 feet tall. He weighed 240 pounds. No wonder you got foot and back injuries.
That's why did he fail his physical?
He got foot and back injuries, and he's missed over 60%. He's missed 60% of the games, and he's only in season number 2.
And he's 23 years old.
23 years old. He's averaging 15.3 points, 9.6 rebounds. He shoots 58% from the field, but you can't do nothing with him because he's sick. He always injured. Now, I said the Bucks are sitting at number 5. The Lakers are sitting at number 5 in the West. The Lakers, I must admit, I didn't think they would look this good. I didn't think JJ Redick would be a good coach. I thought he wasn't ready, but apparently he is. I don't know how much life LeBron got left in him, but if Luka don't get it together, it's going to be hard for Luka and LeBron to play together, just like Charles Barkley said. Luka is used to bringing the ball down the court. LeBron brings the ball down. Both of them can't bring the ball down the court, okay? So they're going to have to figure that out. The other night, Luka didn't take the game-winning shot. LeBron did. He missed it. They lost to the Hornets. So they got to figure out. They got to figure out that ego thing. They got to figure out who's gonna be They got to figure it out.
Teamwork.
But
teamwork. You know, it is a team.
Yeah.
5 people.
But see, you got type A personalities. LeBron been playing professional since he was 18, and Luka been probably playing since he was 15, 14, 15 something professional. Listen, they on a different level of playing, but they're gonna have to get it together. Wait a minute, let me see what else I got. NBA. Wait a minute.
Oh no, this is.
Wait a minute. I
This
think.
is,
I know
is
what.
no area until we get to the other end.
Right. Hold on. I got one more. I got one more area for the NBA. Let me say this. I want to make sure I ain't miss it. Oh, AD is progressing. He's been out. He's getting close to his return because he got no figuring out LeBron the floor general period. Okay, well, you win and die by LeBron. That's true. I'll go along with you. That's a loser. I want to agree with you because LeBron gets what LeBron wants. No matter what it is, he get what he wants. So Luka gonna have to work it out. But I think Luka just so happy to be with LeBron, he don't care. I think that's that's it for the NBA. Now, NFL. 9-time Pro Bowl guard of the Dallas Cowboys, Zach Martin says, I'm done. Skirt, retired.
Okay, I'm done losing. I'm done being with Jerry.
He said, I'm done.
Stuff. I gotta go.
He said, deuces. He 34, he out. He has had, listen to this stat, only seven accepted holding penalties in his entire career.
Wow.
That doggone Broderick Jones of the Pittsburgh that had 3 in the game, 3.5. This dude that had 7 in his whole career. That's phenomenal.
That is very much so.
Phenomenal.
I wonder if that's like the lowest.
I don't know, but I tell you what.
Right, you said that. Did you hear how Stephen A. Smith speaking? Because you said something with the Steelers.
How?
Especially because you said something with the Steelers. I just saw that they said that Stephen A. Smith was over there talking about how your favorite person, Aaron Rodgers, should come to the Steelers. And I was like, this don't make no sense. What's
the name wants him? George Pickens wants Aaron Rodgers. Listen.
So wait, hold on. We know how this works when a wide receiver says, bring me this one. I want to go to this quarterback, and it doesn't work. Because clearly Devontae did the same thing trying to go to the Jets and didn't get no. Yeah. I don't know what's up with this thing. Is everybody drinking Aaron's Kool-Aid? Because I really don't think that he's.
Now, one thing I did hear today, right before about an hour before I read, a rumor mill starting to circulate, Cooper Rush is available. But when I checked the completion percentage for Cooper Rush, with all the quarterbacks out there, guess who one of the top completion percentage people is?
Are you saying it's Cooper, but it's not Cooper?
It ain't Cooper.
Who was one of the top?
One of the top for completion percentage. NFL quarterbacks active.
Let me think who has not been playing that much, and then hold up.
No.
Give me a conference, and then I can break it down.
AFC. Nope.
No.
Girl, I was so surprised. It was actually Russell. Russell was completion percentage wise. When I looked at all of the possible available quarterbacks outside of the starters, even with some of the starters, outside of that 70%, 68. There was like 3 or 4. Russell was 66 point something.
Wow.
So, when I looked,
I think Russell is a good fit for you guys, though. I just think there might,
they say that Arthur stopped him from changing the plays at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we already told you how I felt. I mean, we already know how I feel about Arthur.
And that's when we went downhill, because when Russell came in, we were scoring more points than we had scored since Ben. And then at that Cincinnati game, they said that was the game where he stopped him from changing the plays at the line of scrimmage. And we lost every game after that. I'm just saying. Moving on. Major League Baseball.
What? Really? That's all our NFL news?
Well, okay. Oh, Bird Lady.
Man, I sent it to you.
I know. I had seen it right before you sent it. You tell that one.
Oh my gosh. I learned so much more about the Bird Lady. Oh my gosh. Like, I knew stuff, but like when they went past of it, now Falcons fans and people who like have encountered her do not like her at all. One of my friends is like, does not like her. And I didn't meet her, but she was at the Black Women Love Football event that I was at. And
yeah,
she was there on 2 of the events that I went to. One of them, she was late. And the second one, she was there. And I will say that the Falcons fans that I was with, like our group, because they told us to each group for our white party, they told us to all like, they were like, hey, we're all going to take, team photos and stuff. She was not in our picture, because everybody, like the 2 people I know, especially one of my friends, she was like, we are not taking a picture with her. Like, she does not represent us very well.
Okay.
Apparently, also, and I thought it was very interesting too, because this wasn't the first time. I just think that I don't know how in the world it take her to get for the out of state, the Chiefs game, for it to happen, because apparently something even happened. Now they said 2017 was like the earliest, one of the things that they said, but the craziest part is, I think like people had told me like before even that, when the Super Bowl, when we were going to the Super Bowl, when we were playing the Patriots, and that was one of the things that happened, that like a lot of people who were like from here. So apparently she scams more local people, but somehow she ended up with the wrong people who said, we got a contract this time. And then reading about her history, I was like, wow, this woman lied for her whole entire life. Because
so she was actually planning like big tailgate parties and charging people. Okay.
And then wouldn't show up. Like last minute will call in, like, people come into the event and they be like, oh, where's your people at? And she'll be like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic. I got a ticket. Yesterday I was in the hospital. Like, coming up with all these excuses with it. It was mind-blowing, like reading all of it, like with all the stuff, like more stuff. Like I knew little bits of it, and I was also at the game when she got arrested too.
Yes, you were.
I was at that game, and I remember my group chat was going off with the pictures of her being escorted out. They said it was second quarter. It really wasn't. It was literally like before the game even started, like first quarter.
Wow.
They saw her. That was interesting. But also in the thing that I was reading, they said that they were trying to give her chances to turn herself in, or to come and get her, but nobody could find her in the hospital or the place, like her places of residence. So they were like, oh, we know where she's going to be at every Sunday.
Yeah.
So they arrested her there, and she was trying to fight and make it seem like she wasn't the person. The interesting part was reading about, which is true, like she does have, all the people that I know do not mess with her. So I don't know anybody who actually was like, oh yes. I remember in a group, and I said, my football group, then when we were all meeting each other, they were very appeased by her, because they're like, they don't know her in a sense. But the people in the city who do, like, in a sense, like Falcons and stuff like that, they don't really mess with her like that. It's more like some may say, hey, That's what it is. But if you know anything, they be like, no, stay away from her. But it's pretty sad that you've been scamming for years.
Yeah.
With it. And it just so happened, I think what saved the people this time for that, how they were able to get it is because they had a contract. One of the other people I read, like in 2017, that they had didn't have a contract, so they weren't able to like fight even though they have like receipts from everything of like conversations. Contracts are binding, and they did it the right time, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well,
she's also banned from every Falcon. Like she is no longer. She's also banned. If anybody wants to know, like, oh, well, I'm going to see her next season, probably not.
You won't. You go to jail to see her. Get on the list.
They said that
get on the visitor list and go see her in the jail.
The Falcons have sent, the stadium has sent the message saying, like, and the Falcons have pretty much said your seat has been revoked, like, you no longer are, you cannot associate yourself with us anymore.
My thing is, did she really think she was gonna get away with it? Really,
she's been getting away with it for years, so probably.
Yeah, but
the crazy part is the crazy part is when it's one thing to be a local scammer and everybody knew about it, but like today when I went in and I saw that it made ESPN news, I was like, oh my god, she's going
to jail for real.
I'm like, nationally, everybody.
She's going to jail for real. They're gonna make an example out of her.
The crazy part is it was like one of my, well, obviously I have Falcons news is my top news, but it literally is like big headline for it with her picture. And I was like, wow. I think also on Live NFL Network too. I was like, wow.
But see, the problem is it was the Chiefs.
Yes.
And see, you can't mess with the Chiefs. You can't. They the chosen team. They were trying to get them to the 3-peat. You can't mess with the Chiefs. I'm just saying.
It was a Sunday night game too. It was that Sunday night game, and it
was big. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hate to be like sitting there. And then the thing about it was, I know she was at the game, and then they also confirmed it too that they said the people waited there till about 6 o'clock, and then they left. And then they said that she claimed that she got there afterwards. But then they said the people were like they heard and also saw pictures that she was at the game while they were there. I don't know. These people must have been nice because my butt would have probably went over there and tried to fight her. Talk about somewhere my money at.
Now, since we're still on football. We mentioned last time we were live that Myles Garrett asked for a trade from Cleveland.
Yes.
Lo and behold, in my reading over the last few days, how about him and Aiden Hutchinson of Detroit been kind of texting back and forth,
trying to said that would be like a
kind of create this dynamic duo kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It would be awesome. It would be deadly for other teams to have Aiden and Myles Garrett.
The question is, does Detroit have the capital for it?
But I bet you he would go without without a lot of money because he would rather be with a winning team. Sometimes we get caught up in this money thing. And speaking of this money thing, it was something.
You said winning team, right? Remember, didn't we go through this last time? I told you of when we said how many teams have actually made it to Super Bowl, and there's only been 4 that never reached the Super Bowl, 16 that actually who've either made it and haven't passed it. Of those 4 teams, who were those again? You remember what I said?
Only Cleveland.
Yeah, there was one.
Detroit.
Yeah. So why would you go to?
Because they now have a team that he believes can make it to the Super Bowl. That's why.
Yeah, they could. As we all thought they were going to make it this year, and and they already predicted that the Eagles was going to do it again next year.
Listen.
Although
the Eagles, listen.
Their sense of coordinator now. The Saints.
Speaking of the Eagles. Their center, Cam Jurgens, had a back procedure for nerve pain. So
They said he'll be ready by August.
Yeah, he'll be expected by July in time for training camp. So
even better. We'll say August.
Listen, he's 25 years old, second round pick in 22 out of Nebraska. The Eagles are going to be good again next year. The Chiefs,
as long as they don't play like, okay, let me stop. I'm going to stop giving them excuses or letting everybody say, oh, that was that one game, because I'm going to tell, like how I said earlier today to somebody else who was my coworker who's an Eagles fan, they weren't ready all season long. And the Super Bowl proved it. They just pushed them all the time because they just wanted a three-peat story. But if they weren't a three-peat story, if this was last year, they would not have let them push them through that much. Because
they pushed them through.
They pushed them through. There were multiple times that they should have lost, or there were probably games that probably were called, or even still, like they won. As much as everyone wanted to say a W is a W, a win is a win, I'm like, but they still was winning by the skin of their teeth. And I just don't think, and I still am saying this, I don't think that they were prepared. They were not prepared. They were not the team that we really wanted to see I don't want to say we didn't want to see them as a three-peat, but they were not the team to actually go and really get that three-peat.
They did not earn a three-peat. Now,
no.
Somebody made the comment on one of our videos that the Bills would have got beat the same way, which may have been true, but I think the Bills would have been a little bit more competitive because the Bills look better than the Chiefs anyway. Listen.
I think the Bills.
Listen, hold up. This Bird lady on ESPN.
I told you. That's how I said. I told you. It is the headline on ESPN. I so happened to open it, and it was the headline. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That's why I was like, I had to send a message to my friend and say, yo, she made ESPN.
ESPN.
Like, she ain't a local scammer no more.
She's going to jail for real.
Bonnie Willis is a part of this. Like, I'm like, wow. Yeah.
So now, also, the league backs a bill to disable drones at the stadiums. Now, I'm not a big drone person. I don't really understand everything about drones and what they do, but I do. My understanding is that they can fly over and record and do whatever. Okay, but there is a bill. There is a bill being presented by the government to ban disable drones at stadiums, and the league is backing that.
I guess they're distracted. I don't think I paid I'm trying to think because I'm like, when I watch the game, I didn't think about this. Do I pay attention? You know?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. So
but I guess I can see that. They're not allowed at other sporting events, I feel like.
I tell you what though. I don't, as I scan the NFL page, and some people say that Aaron Rodgers coming to the Steelers would be good. I don't want him.
I don't think it would be.
I don't want him. I like Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields with a good coach, a good quarterback coach, a good offensive coordinator that utilizes his skills, an offensive line coach that knows how to teach them people how to step this way or move this way to open that hole. And Hines Ward as the wide receiver coach.
I love that for you guys.
I think the quarterback position needs to be stabilized. I think Justin proved himself. Justin was what? 4-2. He lost 2 games. Russell lost 5. I think he earned the opportunity.
We already know that Russell lost 5 because of Arthur Smith, because he told him that he had to keep it. But I blame Mike Tomlin.
I blame Tomlin.
I
Tommy
blame Tom.
claim he ain't
I
know.
also blame Russell for not even trying to just be like, "F him, I'm about to do this," because I don't. Arthur Smith to me he just doesn't coach right. He might have been. He was probably fine with the. No, he wasn't good with the Titans either. So
Yeah. He was all right, but you had Derrick Henry. Our DJ Showcase said Aaron should retire. His pace has slowed down. He's not as mobile as no, he's not. Russell ain't even as mobile as he need to be. He was better than I thought, but as the games went on, as the season went on, he slowed down.
you think Aaron's gonna go on another dark retreat this year so he can?
Aaron need to go somewhere. Yeah, Aaron. I agree with DJ Showcase. He need to go on and retire.
But I also feel like the reason what Aaron too, maybe he's over here trying to prove like, oh, I still have it, but at the same time,
he's trying to prove what? He trying to prove what?
Maybe he's trying to prove that he still have it, but also I think also one reason why Aaron isn't really that great either is because he thinks he's too good to show up for offensive, like all the OTAs and stuff. He don't go to them.
DJ Showcase said Arthur Smith belongs in AFC.
Thanks, Showcase. I appreciate. I do agree with that.
He must. Oh, he Atlanta fan. Okay,
don't do him like that.
Listen.
He know what he's talking about. Smith can stay over in AFC world. He ain't even gotta be he don't even have to be a Steelers offensive coordinator. He just need to stay away from the Falcons.
Listen, there's way too many players and assistants that have been on good teams that I think have earned the opportunity to show what they can do. Why do you keep taking people that have been released for being unsuccessful, but give them another chance before you give somebody that was an outstanding player and a good assistant an opportunity? I just don't. Is that too simple? Is that too much like right? Is that it?
It is.
Why? I don't get it.
It's a business move. Like,
how's that good business? That's like taking a raggedy car that you done had in the shop for 10 times. You put that car in the shop 10 times. But you got this car over here that you just brought, that you got from this other dude. You got this other car, and you ain't had to put that car in the shop none.
Because you love that. You have more of a connection with that car that you...
But that car done broke down 10 times.
But you know that if you keep on putting that TLC in it, it's going to keep going. But also at the same time, I mean, on Sunday, you taught me, switching gears to them Patriots, how I didn't realize about you. How did I miss that? The whole thing with Gerard Biggio, why he got fired. I thought it was because of his lack of coaching, not because he opened his mouth like he told me.
He opened his mouth. I mean, you can't. You know what? You can say what you want. You can say what you want, and we can sugarcoat it all we want.
He was a
the reality is we live in the United States of America, and it is what it is. And they say that people that say it is what it is, sometimes I've read articles that say that show a lack of maturity and a lack of this and a lack of that. What he said, because the style and environment of play has changed every 2 to 4 years. That's why coaches don't stay with teams as long as they. All the more reason to get younger people in there. Younger people that understand how they playing the game now. If you on the field playing the game, you understand even better than the coach. The coach looking at the tape. But when you the one actually rowing the boat, the coach can stand on the side and tell you as many times as he want, go 3 circles around. He can tell you all he want, but you the one that know we need 4, coach, because I'm out there and that 3 ain't working. Younger doesn't fix it, though. It may not fix it, But how do you know it won't fix it if the younger is smarter? We ain't even giving younger a chance. We just keep taking old. Old ain't always better. I'm old. It ain't always better. You know things that I don't know. You know ways to access information that I don't. Yeah, I know some stuff that you don't know. But because things are changing, because procedures change, bodies are changing, medications change, all things are changing. I don't remember stuff as good as I used to. So there are things that older people, we get stuck in a certain way, and it don't necessarily work with
But that's
new
why you have to
people.
have a balance. I mean, look at the coach for the Eagles. What are you, like 43 years old?
They got 38-year-old, 37-year-olds, and he said it's changing every 2 to 4 years. Old experience in those clutch. But there needs to be a balance. It needs to be a better balance. You need old, you need young, you need a better balance, because old don't know everything. I don't care. I'm old, but old don't know everything. And old experience is good in clutch, but also there's also some advantages to new ways to look at things, because that old way has been shown over and over and over again. And that new way, that little nuance, that little creativity that comes from a new idea. Listen, my daughter teaches me stuff all the time, a new way to do stuff. But if I was so set in my old ways because of my experience, yeah, what I did worked. Yes, it worked. Yes, those grits taste good the way I used to cook them. Yes, those eggs taste good the way I used to cook them. But the way she cook them now, with what the ingredients she used, the techniques she used, the pans she used, we still cooking eggs, but it's different. That's why you build a team of younger coaches. That's what I say. Assistants. That's what I just said. You need good assistants. Good players make good, not all of them. That's magic. But some players will make good assistants. I totally agree. I totally agree. We agree. Give DJ, look, give DJ Showcase the award for the night. Give him.
Don't hype him up like that.
Yes, I agree.
Look, he'll be super excited. He'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry.
You know DJ Showcase? Do you know who that is?
I do know who Showcase is.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for the commentary. Thank you so much.
I'm over here also, while y'all been talking, looking at the free agency of people who was.
Oh, yeah. Najee, a free agent. Jaylen Warren, a free agent. He said, hush. DJ said, hush. Hush. That's all right.
It gonna be though. I know what you would call it. He wanted to. I told him he always be trying to test my football knowledge. I said, come on watch him the show and say stuff. So bam.
So who are the free agents this year?
Surprisingly, I didn't realize. First, this is the one that's throwing me off right quick that I'm sorry that I was reading about. So, okay. I'll just run through the list. And I'll tell you about my favorite part, my non-favorite person. So, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Joey Bosa, Sam Hubbard, Sheldon Rackins, Von Miller, Christian Kirk, Alex Kappa, Samson Ebukam, Raekwon Davis, Braden Smith, Amani Hooker, Kenneth Murray, Danico Autry, John Franklin Myers, Dalvin Thomas, and Dalvin Thomason. Those are the ones they just have so far. But the amazing one that everybody's now looking at is Travis, my favorite attention hoe of them all. Sorry, I definitely did say it, you guys.
He is.
My favorite attention hoe of them all said he needs to take some time and think about it.
DJ Showcase said half of that list is trash. It is. It is.
Travis over here talking about stuff. I need to take some time to figure it out. Sir, what are you trying to figure out? What are you trying to figure out? Oh, you want to figure out if you're going to go marry Taylor? Like,
Yep,
go and do that right
trying to figure out. Now,
what you trying to figure out? Like, either you gonna play or not, because we all been, and I don't know what it is now that he's saying this big old question mark of I don't know what it is, when literally the week before Super Bowl, when everybody was like, oh, if he gets this 3-peat, this is gonna be his last season. And you know what he said? Him and Andy over there said, no, I'm gonna be a chief for life. I'm gonna keep running this 3 more years and stuff. But now you're up for free agency, and now you said, I need to think about this. I need to figure it out.
Now, on the trading block, some of the people, what is it? Let me read the title of this. Trade candidates. Tyreek Hill, we just said him. Deebo Samuel, he get injured a lot. Deebo be getting injured a lot. You just read all the other names. That was the only name. Oh, Cooper Kupp. Cooper won that offensive and something other top receiver one year, but he break up easy too.
Wait, but didn't we know that Cooper wasn't? I thought we already knew that Cooper was up for trading because
yeah, we did, but he 32. He ain't no youngster no
he
more.
really wanted to stay as a because I was shocked at it because he said he wanted to stay as a Ram, and they're trying to figure out places both with it.
Look, Kizzy Fell told DJ leave you alone. She knows her football.
Thank you.
Hey, listen.
I may not know. I will tell y'all a little heartbeat. I do not know my basketball in the NBA. Y'all always see me in there, and I be like, I may read it, but guess what? I be talking as Smokey said.
That's why we're a team. That's why we're a team.
I talk when football comes on.
Now, one name you didn't mention was Tyler Lockett.
He wasn't on my list.
I know, but these are the trade candidates that I found the list on ESPN Plus. Keenan Allen from the Chargers. Keenan Allen. Marquise Brown. Look, he been bouncing around. He is Antonio Brown's cousin. Marquise Hollywood.
The one that was on the Chargers. I mean, the Chiefs. Okay. Didn't they just try to pick him up? And okay.
Yeah. Brandon Cooks. Amari Cooper. Stephon Diggs. Listen.
Oh, is it really? Wow, we have a lot of people that is close to trade. Yeah. So, you know what the interesting thing about that? Now that we saying it, sorry, I just made me think about it because at the end of the day, if the Texans let him go, they've already proved that they can play without him. But they know how to win without him.
Oh yeah.
So
listen, yeah. The other football league, what they call it, the UFL, whatever that is. That little league, they starting up, whatever.
It starts in March, I thought.
Yeah, it does in March. So it's almost into February. We'll talk about that next week. So anyway, I gotta talk about this. What
happened?
NCAA.
Oh yeah.
Women's
favorite.
Listen.
Somebody was I was telling people about this, and they told me something about South. They had to end up having a whole debate about South Carolina, and I thought about you, and I said, in my mind, I wish I kind of knew basketball to really get in on this, but I really don't know.
Listen,
all I know is certain.
Something is going on over there in that camp. One of their star players got arrested in the off season for assaulting another person. I don't know the extent of the relationship, but it was 2 females, and she was charged with assault.
I'm sorry, it's not
now listen.
How you said it, how your animation said it. That was why I was laughing.
She is not playing, but Dawn made the statement that she's friends with the judge.
AKA, I'm going to
I've been going to court with her, in other words.
basically, right. Basically, I know how to get her off.
But I think the overall team is so caught up in her off-court mess that they're not playing well together. Their 71 home win streak has been snapped. All their win streaks have been snapped this season. Right now, let me give you the rankings. The rankings for women's college basketball. Notre Dame is number 1 for the first time since 2019, January 21st, 2019. Texas is number 2. Now, Texas was the first team to beat South Carolina this season. Opening game. UCLA. Now, they just lost their first game to USC, who got Juju Watson, the new Caitlin Clark. So USC is number 4.
Wait, yeah. there's a
Let me tell you, I gotta get these girls. I had a list from last year. Yes, she is South Carolina royalty. I got a paper, I gotta find it, with all the top ladies from last year from the Sweet 16, from March Madness. These girls are balling. UConn is number 5. South Carolina has dropped to number 6. LSU is number 7. Ohio State number 8. UNC number 9. And TCU number 10.
This is just the first year in like how many years? This has been like 3 years that South Carolina is not doing very well.
Well, they had Asia, Aaliyah Boston. Last year it was Camila Cardoso.
Right, but I remember so earlier
they just not. I don't know what it is.
When they started losing, your first statement was they probably needed it as a wake-up call because they've been sitting on top too much. So I thought when you said this afterwards, like, oh, okay, because sometimes you need that little wake-up call to the name. But for them to continue, like, I thought now that you would be like, oh, they back at they normal. No. I'm kind of shocked. I at least thought like top 3.
I'm very shocked. I mean, and even with the rankings as far as, South Carolina been on the top for the past 10 years after the UConn reign. Yes, they have. But this year, team-wise, point-wise, South Carolina is they're averaging 80 points a game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15.
They're 15.
Tennessee number 2 in scoring. Notre Dame number 4. LSU number 5 in scoring. It's just been.
So do you think their reign is now? Do you think they're like?
No, I don't think it's over. I think they're gonna. I think when they get to the March Madness, I think they'll show up and I think they'll be competitive. I think they'll make it to the Final Four. But I think she's letting them see what it feels like. If I don't push you really, really hard, what do you bring to the table? Are you bringing that fight without me standing there yelling at you? Because my daughter watched the game, and she said the dog was just standing at the scores table like this, just standing.
So she wasn't coaching like she normally does. That's what y'all.
She was just standing there like. So it's something going on. And to quote Don, it's bigger than basketball. So I go back to my statement that maybe some of that court issue, legal issues, are really because that girl could go to jail. I think she can go to jail for assault and whatever else she was doing. So I think that's weighing heavy on them. I may be wrong, but I may be right. Now, I I'm anxious to get back into basketball. I've been dealing with the play. I haven't been able to really get
Which
into
was
it.
amazing. She did such a great job, you guys.
Thank you. Listen, guys, we DJ say recruiting in South Carolina has been saturated. She recruits very well, and she got a lot of young people over there. But for Dawn, she is just as concerned about them as women off the court as she is with making them champions. And I think she's really serious about that balance. Some people just don't care. Let's just win, no matter what.
We see how that turns out.
She is. Let's make sure we are whole. I want you whole. I love basketball, but I need you to be a whole woman.
I like that though. But they care about your on play and off play, because at the end of the day, what people forget about too at the same time is, yes, we pay attention to them on the court, or we'll chase it with any sport. We pay attention to the players in their personal lives as well. I mean, that's how some people that's how we end up loving players even more, because it's not just how they play on the field, it's actually how they are off the field too that we connect with, versus you may say, oh, they're a great player, and then you may be like, I don't ever want to meet them in person. But most of the people that have the biggest fans and stuff like that is because they have people that love them as their play style, but also as them on like a person too off the field. Like, you want to know and see them. And what are you doing?
Dawn Staley has changed South Carolina. That whole town is basketball heaven.
No, they also don't have nothing else in South Carolina.
Yeah, well,
besides the beach.
I was gonna say something, but anyway. Yeah, she teaches them responsibility off and on the court. Yes, she does. You walk into restaurants in South Carolina in that area, and all you see is Gamecock stuff and everything. And
once again, because there's nothing else in South Carolina besides the beach.
Anyway, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Oh, before we get out of here, I want to say this. ESPN and the Major League Baseball in their broadcast partnership after 2025. They signed a 7-year, $550 million contract in 2021.
They did what? I'm sorry. I was reading something about tennis that made me excited, but
$550 million contract in 2021 with baseball. But the number of games that they've been broadcasting has decreased. I don't know why I'm flickering.
Oh, hey guys, it's just me now. She gonna stay with basketball when she comes back on. But I just wanted to say, I just found out. That's why I was excited. I had to look up some tennis news, because y'all know I play tennis and I'm trying to get back on the court. And pickleball was, people was in this pickleball phase like, oh, I want to play pickleball. I want to go on the tennis court and mess up y'all's tennis court lines and make pickleball. Yeah, I was one of those people that was not happy with it. But they just had an article on ESPN that said tennis participation grows again in the U.S. and with these stupid pickleball people.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited. Let's get back on the court. It's all nice and warm, because maybe I'm not. No.
So now listen. So we've talked about baseball, football.
Wait, go back to the baseball thing, because you kind of got flickered. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So in 1990, that's when they first started broadcasting. The ESPN started broadcasting baseball. They were broadcasting 90 games per season. Now they're down to 30.
I can see that, because I feel like with baseball, they pretty much they have their own league. I mean, not their channel. They go on like the Valley, dang, what is the channel that I see most of the baseball games on with it? But I don't really see, like, ESPN mostly shows basketball games. I don't hardly ever see them play like a baseball game unless it's probably during was it October?
Yeah, but it used to be, and the article was saying that for the popularity of baseball,
Right, it should be played more on ESPN, which is crazy. Miss Natalie left me again, so I guess I'm gonna start talking to you guys. Let me look to these comments.
I don't know why it's flicking like that, but yeah, they the participation, the fan participation, all of that for baseball is really good. So I don't understand. I think ESPN, I don't know who making these decisions. First of all, for them to be having the battle that they have with the NBA, with Chuck and Shaq and Ernie, with TNT, and without them, NBA is dead.
Yeah,
They don't.
I don't watch
The trade with the way that
like that.
they trade so fast and so often, you can't build any continuity with the teams. So you can't get loyal to the team because they ain't got no players that you know every year. The coach is gone in the middle of the season and all kinds of foolishness. So the NBA is killing themselves. I don't know what they're doing. They need to stop. They throw money around like it's nothing. Millions of dollars over here, millions of dollars over here, millions of dollars over here. I ain't gonna play you over here. ESPN loses money with the long broadcasting of baseball and the league playing over 100 plus games per season. Yeah, they were. That's why they splitting, but the NBA losing money too with ain't nobody watching.
I was about to say, I feel like more people watch baseball games though than basketball games though.
Ain't nobody watching NBA no more. They're not. They go to the games, but they ain't going to the games. You know what I mean? They the All-Star game was a bust. The whole NBA All-Star weekend was a bust.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Well, also because we were obviously you were.
It's a bust because
but I don't. Well, also, can you explain the format? Okay, because I remember after we were playing stuff, I remember where we was at, and I did see they were replaying like the All-Star game, but it didn't make any sense because of the points that it was. It was like, oh,
they switched it to like a tournament. They had 4 teams. Candace Parker had a team, Shaq, Charles, and Kenny. They all had a team.
Right, okay.
Made up of the all-star players that were voted in by the fan and the sports writers.
So basically they was like, they kind of had a barnyard pick of like okay. Like a schoolyard.
So it was 4 teams. So it's 4 teams. And so they played a tournament. But they said it didn't go over well.
So I remember when I was in college and stuff, and I used to really, like I said, I've never really been that big of a NBA fan, but I was always, when All-Star Weekend was, I always watched All-Star Weekend, and I used to always watch NBA Finals. Like that was the point in time you would catch me watching it, like playoffs and finals. But always All-Star Weekend because I thought it was always interesting to like see this stuff. Did they really? I feel like they don't promote it like they used to anymore. Like, do they still have the what is it? Saturdays the skill challenge with the
listen. I'm going to tell you they do. But the thing is, back in the day,
feel as boring as they were. Like, are they still the same?
Let me tell you what. This is what I think happened. First of all, I just said they pay them too much money, okay?
Yeah.
Back in the day, Dr. J, Magic, Larry, all of them participated in the All-Star game. They took pride in being an all-star. Now
Right.
these big head rich rascals, they don't care.
Some of them care and some of them don't. Like Trae Young never gets, apparently doesn't get voted into it. He'd be mad each year.
DJ Showcase said basketball is watered down, especially with these drastic rule changes, which started when they were putting together these so-called super teams. Yeah. But again, back in the day, Magic, all the players took pride in being an all-star. Now these bougie, entitled young people.
Oh, she's about to go off again. I feel like I know where she's going at with this. Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch basketball like that. I don't really, honestly, that's why I stick with football. At least when Pro Bowl happens, and it happened, when it happened before Super Bowl, we would just sit and watch it. I mean, not before Super Bowl, after Super Bowl, you would have some of the Super Bowl players in Pro Bowl. But now, since it's before, I think there's a better format of it, and you just kind of see and showcase everybody's skills. But at the same time, like, I don't know. All-Star Weekend is just not the same to me anymore, like how it used to be in the day. I used to be super duper excited to watch it and be like, "Ooh, skills challenge, slam dunk contest and the 3-point shooting." And now I remember I heard it was on. I heard it was the weekend and totally forgot that it was there. And I don't think they even repeat it, because they used to always keep repeating it over and over again on not ESPN, on TNT on Saturday night, that you'll have the whole thing. And also the city that it was in was very live. Like all the years that, when I went to school in New Orleans and it was down there one year, and you would just be like, oh, all this stuff. Where was All-Star Weekend this? Matter of fact, I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up.
Where was All-Star Weekend at this year?
I can't remember. Look it up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
But you can't see me.
I can't see you.
I'm going to keep talking. I think they make too much money. And I think all they see is dollar signs.
It was in San Francisco this year?
Dr. J used to compete in the dunk contest. All the players really, like I said, took pride in playing the game. Now all they see is dollar signs and excuses. I don't know, the money part of it has ruined everything. I agree with DJ Showcase, these super teams, since they start making these super teams, putting all these superstars together. You can't feed all those egos.
I don't think this is fun anymore. Like, I just don't think they need to change possibly of it, because it's not, I feel like it's just not.
It's not fun anymore.
There's no more real all-stars left.
I mean, they get voted as all-stars, but it's almost like they take it for granted. They take it for granted. So, and the owners, they trade them around like they pieces of furniture. Not like they people with families, their children in school, their wives may have jobs. They just trade them away like they're pieces of furniture and inanimate objects. So I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can say. But anyway, we've been on an hour and 15 minutes. I can't get my camera to work. I'm talking, but anyhow.
We appreciate you guys. Look,
Um,
and I do agree that the competition took the competitive fun out of All-Star Weekend with less starting players, which is 100%. Because, like I said, that was actually the one time I would pay attention to NBA and watch All-Star Weekend. I knew immediately afterwards I would have my little sad moment of saying, "Oh my gosh, football's over," and then I'll be like, "Oh, All-Star Weekend." And then that's it. But now I forget about it because I feel like it's not advertised. It's not as much fun. Like,
the viewership is down 13%, and it was the second least watched ever.
I totally forgot about it. Like, was that like the whole weekend or was that the game, the All-Star game?
It was said let me see. Wait a minute. Let me read it right. It said the game.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense, but because when I saw the score, it was like 28-32. I was like, wait, I'm lost. Like, isn't this a number supposed to be like in the hundreds? Why are we doing
Well,
this?
yeah, it's like I want to say like a rec game, sort of. So again, I don't know. They got to reevaluate it, and the 3-point shot has ruined the game. Because all they do is stand back there and shoot a bunch of threes and play like my turn, your turn. I'm gonna shoot a three, and we're gonna run back down the court. They're gonna shoot a three. We're gonna run back down the court. They're gonna shoot a three. Whatever happened to running the doggone play? Run the daggone play.
That's all right. That's why we football people. We just wait for football season to start back in.
Yeah, run the play. And look, that's what DJ said. We always can't wait for football season to start.
Right, because clearly we about to get into, because at the end of, is it this week or next week or next month is it what is it, the combine is coming up.
Yeah, combine coming up, and a couple of people have already said they ain't throwing at the combine and all that crap. Caleb Williams didn't Caleb didn't throw at the combine either. He had a sorry season too, didn't it? I'm just throwing that out.
He was the number one pick though, so
yeah, he was number one pick, but he ain't doing nothing. But
guess what? The number 2 picks in the last 2 seasons been killing it.
And they threw at the combine too. Thank you very much.
And also at the same time, remember, I don't know why they want to not play at their potential during combine, because that brings your stacks up. Because guess what? Xavier Worthy ended up being what? He ended up going to Canton just because of his combine. What was it? 4.2, running 4.2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've had fun. I don't know why my camera went out, but that's okay.
That's all right.
We had fun. You can still hear me. I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to get this thing fixed. But anyway, we thank y'all for watching and look for listening.
Well, yeah, watching me, I guess it becomes watching me and listening.
Hey, all things happen for a reason. You got your hair all did up. It's all good.
You know, I always have to come in. Like, you always make fun of me talking about some cover girl, so I gotta come in.
Hey, girl, listen. All things happen for a reason. Oh, Travis Hunter. DJ Showcase said, "Let's go, Travis Hunter." Yeah, Travis Hunter gonna be wide open. And I don't know if he's gonna play 2 ways like Deion Sanders did, but we shall see.
But it's gonna be interesting. So I'm excited because even though football is kind of gone, but it's not, because we get into combine, and then right after that we get drafted in April, and then my favorite is in May when we get the schedule released and I get to learn how the rest of my year goes.
Yeah. So listen, we thank you for watching. Good night, DJ. DJ Showcase said, "Good night, ladies. Rise up."
Rise up.
We appreciate you guys for listening to us. And we will see you hopefully next week on Thursday at some point in the day. We're going to try to keep these Thursday lives going if they're not long, but we at least want to try to get consistent with our Thursdays. So we're going to get back.
Night Madness.
That's right. It might be midnight, but whatever. We're going to try to keep them on Thursday. We appreciate y'all. Peace and chicken grease.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Not the piece of chicken.